Hello, it's IINO. This time, I would like to broadcast logistics news in August 2022. This video will focus on the latest shipping market conditions, forwarder rankings, and technology. So, let's get started. Maersk acquires Forwarder, specializing in project cargo. On August 5, Maersk, the largest Danish shipping company, announced the acquisition of Martin Venture, a Danish forwarder, specializing in project transport. In conjunction with this, Maersk also announced the introduction of a new service product, Maersk Project Logistics. In recent years, Maersk has been launching a comprehensive logistics route that goes beyond ocean transport and has accelerated its business expansion, particularly through mergers and acquisitions. At the end of last year, it acquired Hong Kong-based LF Logistics, a leading contract logistics provider in Asia. This year, it acquired US-based Pilot Freight Services, which specializes in the land transport of large cargoes. While MSC and ONE invest mainly in shift-related activities, Maersk is steering towards total logistics. With this investment, Maersk is strengthening its transport capabilities in the non-container sector. Clash over jurisdiction of Seattle port. Stalled labor negotiations at North American West Coast ports. Labor management negotiations on the North American West Coast, which began in May this year, have reached an impasse over the issue of which union will be responsible for the maintenance and management of the Port of Seattle. The union side, ILWU, claims jurisdiction over the maintenance and management of the Port of Seattle's terminals. However, the port's governing body, PMA, has rejected the demand, saying it lies with other unions. ILWU is insisting that PMA negotiate a contract that guarantees the use of union members to maintain and manage the Port of Seattle's terminals. Kühne and Nagel is the sole leader in the world's forwarder ranking. Armstrong and Amp Associates, US-based 3PL market research and consulting firm, has released a ranking of the top 25 global forwarders for 2021. In this year's ranking, Kühne and Nagel, which tied for first place with DHL in the previous year, became the sole leader with the acquisition of China's Apex Logistics. In addition to soaring market prices, there are notable examples of companies expanding their scale through acquisition. This industry is a business of scale. Therefore, the bigger the company is, the stronger it is at purchasing, and the cheaper it can offer own products. Through mergers and acquisitions, the major players are becoming larger and larger, and this ranking is a good indication of the power structure of the industry. Port of Shanghai sets new record for July 2022 handling volume. Full recovery from lockdown. The Port of Shanghai handled 13% more cargo in July than in June 2022, and 17% more than in July 2021, when the port handled more cargo. Volume through Shanghai port jumped to 4.3 million TEU last month, setting a new record for the port's July throughput. It is a sign that the world's busiest port has fully recovered from a severe two-month lockdown this spring. An analysis of monthly throughput shows that Port of Shanghai's handling volume this July was higher than the month before the corona pandemic began in China in December 2019. Other Chinese ports and terminals, including Shenzhen's Yantian International Container Terminal and the Port of Ningbo, the world's fourth largest container port, also saw higher volumes last month. Bolero, EBL giant provider, gets acquired. Electronic bills of lading advances from technology and legislation. Bolero, the oldest EBL provider, has been acquired by WiseTech Global of Australia, a leading trade-related IT solutions provider. Bolero began with the EU's trade computerization project that started in the early 1990s as its starting point. Since that time, the increasing speed of ships has caused problems on short sea routes, where the vessel arrives before BL, and the cargo cannot be picked up. Hopes grew that EBL could solve this problem. However, BL, as trade documents, involves a wide range of parties, across regions and industries. Therefore, it was difficult to properly manage them electronically with the technology available at the time. This was made possible by blockchain technology. Furthermore, at the same time, the development of the legal system also provided a tailwind for the spread of EBL. Less than 30 years have passed since EU project that was Bolero's starting point. EBL, which has been slow to take off, is about to take a giant leap forward thanks to advances in technology and the legal system. Here is the commentary section on this month's news. First, I brought you news of Maersk's business expansion. The acquired company, Martin Venture, specializes in project transportation and is headquartered in Aarhus, Denmark, with 31 offices in 23 countries. Project transportation refers to the transportation of special cargoes, such as large or atypical cargoes. A high level of expertise is required, as it requires consistent process management, from the transportation design and origin to the final destination, such as the installation site. Maersk has been engaged in some project transportation in Europe and North America. With the addition of Martin Venture to the group, Maersk will expand the functions and scope of its offerings. We look forward to seeing Maersk's future moves, including investments and acquisitions, as it focuses on total logistics. Next comes news of labor negotiations on the west coast of North America. ILWU is claiming jurisdiction over the Port of Seattle terminal. PMA, on the other hand, rejects ILWU's claim. It is because that the National Labor Relations Board in 2020 ruled that jurisdiction rests with the union, IAM, the International Association of Machinists. ILWU reportedly will not look at other important items in labor management negotiations, such as wages and port automation, until the Port of Seattle issue is resolved. Forwarder rankings for 2021 have been released. The top 3 rankings are as follows. First, Kühne and Nagel. Second, DHL. Third, DSV. DSV completed its integration work with Panalpina in 2021, acquiring Agility's General Logistics Division and South African companies. As a result, it has overtaken DB Schenker, which had tied for third place in the previous round. Last year, market conditions were favorable, and attention tended to focus only on shipping companies. However, forwarders also benefited from the market. In particular, forwarders who could take advantage of space gained large profits. As a result, forwarders who expanded their business through mergers and acquisitions made great strides. The Shanghai lockdown has opened, and the port of Shanghai is now fully operational. The lockdown forced many companies to partially or completely suspend manufacturing operations for many months. The surge in July handling volumes is believed to be a direct response to the gradual resumption of manufacturing in the region following the March and April lockdowns. Since ocean freight rates continue to decline, it is likely that we will not experience the congestion that occurred last year. The key point will be freight rates in the coming year and beyond. Freight rate levels like those before the corona pandemic are enough to bankrupt shipping companies. Instead of going back to the pre-corona days, when prices were so beaten down that they could not function as infrastructure, I hope that the industry will move toward creating new value rather than beating costs. Finally, I brought you technology news. The digitalization of BL, which has been considered the most difficult task, has moved forward. It is the blockchain technology that has made it possible to digitalize BL, which are securities, and the management of rights transfers is very important. It is highly secure, and the transaction history can be shared, thus ensuring the reliability of transactions. When it comes to EBL, there were many challenges that could be overcome because of blockchain. In addition to technological advances, the need for legal systems has been recognized throughout the international economy. Until now, legal systems enabling EBL have been limited to a few countries, but at the G7 summit in 2021, the statement included the electronicization of trade. The digitalization of BL, which was considered the most difficult, is expected to contribute significantly to the overall digitalization of international logistics. There is really a lot of document management in the international logistics industry. I hope that this trend will progress, especially with the paperless BL, which are these securities. Let's keep an eye on this technology, which will be a major step forward in the digitalization of the logistics industry. How was the news this time? As we enter the peak season in North America before China's National Day, let's keep up with the latest news on labor negotiations on the west coast of North America and the operation of the Shanghai port. Also, keep an eye on the digitalization of the logistics industry, driven by technology and future moves of shipping companies and forwarders through acquisitions. If you found this news useful, please subscribe to my channel, like it, and share on social networking sites. That's all for this time. Thank you very much.
In this channel, I explain about international logistics knowledge for your better understanding. I hope this video will be a good support for your logistics job. If you have any shipment from Thailand or to Thailand, please feel free to contact me IINO-san anytime. Also, I'm very motivated to keep updating these videos. If you subscribe, press good or comment anything. Well, thank you. See you next time.